YouTube, welcome back. YouTube play of the day, coming at you guys, two spots over here on the PPS YouTube channel. Got a lot of stuff today, man. I'm going to be rolling a daily K leader spot today. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm coming off a sweep. Always makes you feel a little bit better. Luis Severino does his thing as always. And Gausman, 5Ks, Yankees team total, cashes in for us as well. So feeling good where we're at today, heading into our pretty big, Dinger Tuesday slate. You know how it is. It's always a fun one here. Yeah, we can get right on into it. Let me pull up my screen here. Appreciate the support, as always. Want to make sure I get that out of there early and often, just because I have been seeing a lot of love on the tweets and everything there. So first place is going to be a plus money spot. I'm going to be going Clark Schmidt and Adrian Hauser. That'll be play number one. I'm going to pull up play number two just so I don't have to do it anymore here. And it's going to be Alec Marsh and Patrick Corbin. So those are going to be my two plays. Pretty similar plays, actually. So first one we'll start out with is the plus money spot. And I'm going to roll with Adrian Hauser, 5 hits allowed with Clark Schmidt, 6 Ks. Clark Schmidt, obviously, I think is going to be the easier end of this one. He's facing Seattle, right up there among league leaders in terms of strikeouts per game against righties. They really do struggle with putting the ball in play. But when they do put it in play, obviously it goes a far way. Going over to Adrian Hauser, the last 2 games, obviously, he hasn't thrown much. 2 innings, 41 pitches in those. He threw against Atlanta there. I think he gets stretched out a little bit here in this spot, gets that start. Obviously, you want to go back to some earlier games there. You got in May, he gave up 5 hits in 3 of the 5 games. If we do see him get his innings, which when you look at his numbers here, he's projected to sit at 4 Ks. And Adrian Hauser obviously not a strikeout guy. I think he goes deeper into this game. He has a 3 earned run prop in this one. And the Guardians are a team I only want to back hits against, right? You want to back them for getting hits. I don't want to back them to get runs with the home run ball. I just think they have really good, solid contact hitters. Obviously, Hauser is a guy who tries to keep the ball on the ground, keep it in play. So I'm going to be rolling with Adrian Hauser to give up 5 hits in this one, and Schmidt 6 Ks. I would like to see an outs prop for Hauser, but he is one of the guys I do want to target here, especially with this Mets team needing to get some Ws. And this Cleveland team is rolling. So sign me up. I know it's going to be a little sketchy here with the Hauser 5 hits allowed, but if we get 5 innings out of him, I think we get 5 hits allowed in this one, which obviously as a fan of baseball and as a guy, you need to be able to get through at least 5 innings in this day and age to get to the, not shit arms of your bullpen here. So obviously Hauser's getting hit around this year, and hopefully the Mets just let him roll out there for 5 innings and eat up some innings here and keep it going. Play number 2, I'm going to go to Alec Marsh. Patrick Corbin. Patrick Corbin, obviously, facing off against the Twins today. Going to see a lot of right-handed bats, which he gives up a 333 batting average, 520 slug. Even looking at advanced numbers, they're not good. A 5.36 xFIP to lefties, 4.13 to righties. What I do like is against righties, which he's going to see a lot of. He only has a 5% walk rate. That's important, obviously, when you're looking for hits allowed. So he's putting that ball in play. And not just, loading up the bases on walks and getting out of there a little bit earlier. Also looking at the numbers here as well. At home, he only has a 316 batting average in balls in play. You look on the road, it's almost 400. So I expect that number to go up a little bit at home just because of how much hard contact he's allowing. It is pretty absurd and really scary, man. This dude is just getting hit around. And looking at just these early numbers, first time through the order, this dude has a 606 xFIP. I think the Twins can jump on him early. I'm just hoping that Corbin, again, can get through those 4 or 5 innings and get us to this number, because I think he's going to get hit around. I just need him to last long enough where he's not going just 1 or 2 innings, just getting smashed. Going over to Alec Marsh, I thought this number was way too low. They're giving me a minus 140 for his 5 Ks. Probably will play that as well. This dude just has too much swing and miss stuff, right? His top 3 pitches that he uses, slider, curveball, four seam, all have a 29% whiff rate or better. Really good expected batting average against. The hard hit rate is not very high against him on those either. Actually, really impressed with how good he's been. Only a 6% walk rate, only a 20% K rate, but we saw last year he was a lot worse, right? He had a 5.92 xERA, towards the bottom of the league in terms of expected slugging and everything, but he had a 25% K rate, right? His K rate has gone down about 4.5%, but his hard hit rate has gone down exponentially, almost 6%, 6.5%. I think Marsh is a good pitcher here. Detroit strikes out 27% to righties, right-handed pitching. I don't trust this Detroit offense very much. I know this is a better hitting condition spot. I know yesterday it was really hot and we saw some runs scored there. But I think Marsh has enough swing and miss stuff. And what I really liked was his last outing, right? He was getting shelled in the beginning of that game, and it was tough. I had Alec Marsh in that game in strikeouts, and he was getting rocked for 2 2/3. And then they let him roll out there, 70 pitches in the 4th inning. And he ended up clearing 5 innings and getting a ton of strikeouts towards the end. I think he ended up with 7 Ks. So I think he has enough swing and miss stuff here against a team that will swing and miss in the Tigers. And I do like that he is able to get out both sides of the plate when you have a guy who can feature the curveball and the slider in there. Curveball is exclusively to lefties, slider more to righties. And obviously being able to use a sinker changeup combo there to get those lefties out a little bit more, I think is really important as the season moves on and there's a lot more data on it. So really like Marsh today, and obviously I think Corbin gets hit around there. All right, guys, so those are the 2 spots that we have today. I'm going to pull up my long shot screen here. I'm going to go over to FanDuel here. I'm going to go to FanDuel. I'm going to go to Clark Schmidt, and I'm going to go down here a little bit to Alec Marsh. Those are going to be my 2 daily K leader spots. Those are what I'm going to roll with today instead of going with the Dinger Tuesday spot. And I think these are very fair prices. I'm actually going to be playing Schmidt for a half a unit and Marsh for a quarter unit. I think that this is warranted in this spot because I love Yusei Kikuchi. You guys know I do. Crochet, obviously elite. But I think Crochet has, just looking at the guys ahead of him, you could poke holes in it, right? The White Sox haven't been as bad, right? They haven't been as bad lately. I know that Kikuchi's been really good. I know he's been phenomenal at home. But to warrant 850, right? 850 on Crochet and Kikuchi, I'd rather take the guy who's got the best strikeout matchup on the board in Clark Schmidt. I'd also like to see a guy here in Clark Schmidt with a 27% K rate, who's actually not walking guys as much as he has in his career, and gets a home spot, right? He gets a home matchup. Kikuchi gets a home matchup here as well. But when you have Crochet on the other side, those two at the same price, I think that Schmidt deserves to be the higher price guy in this spot. So just looking at this from a price perspective, I think Alec Marsh is just extremely underpriced. Joe Ryan, right? Joe Ryan is the 3rd highest on this list, and he's got an absolutely brutal matchup in terms of strikeouts against Washington. We just saw what Pablo Lopez is against the guys who got rocked. Charlie Morton, I think, is absolutely washed at this point. Facing the Cubs, don't want to go there. Musgrove's higher than him. Brandon Pfaadt against the Dodgers is higher than him. And Logan Webb, he's not even a strikeout guy. I love Logan Webb. He's not at home either. And now you get Marsh at home in a pretty good spot with a high strikeout rate team. I think 22-1 is pretty wild. So obviously this revolves around them getting deep in this game. If either one of these guys can go 6 innings, I think we have a very good shot from either one of them. But obviously Schmidt, I think, has with the best matchup on the board and some of the best swing and miss rates on the board as well. Just looking at a couple of them, 30% on his cutter, 30% on his sweeper, 35% on the knuckle curve, right? This dude's got a good repertoire arsenal to miss bats. And I think this is a great spot for him here. So we're going to recap here. It's going to go Adrian Hauser, 5 hits allowed. Clark Schmidt, 6 Ks at plus 107. We're going to go Alec Marsh, 4 Ks with Corbin, 5 hits allowed at minus 131. And then our long shots. Daily K leader of Clark Schmidt at 9-1. Alec Marsh, 22-1. good looks here on the board. I really like today's slate. If you guys want more plays, as always, shoot me a DM over on Twitter. Always looking for people that want to make money with us. Hit that like button on your way out. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we can get another long shot. We've been on a heater on these long shots. I'm hoping it continues today. I think I've hit 4 of my last 6 on past the prop. And obviously we've hit a couple on here to get our numbers where they are so far. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate all the support, and we'll see you tomorrow for another round of Pass